Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Morocco, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon. Spoon.
Skibidi-bidi-dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
On the spoon to get
Yes,
your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon television.
Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Morocco, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today? Yes, what you about today? Beseku. Ba. Skidibidi dabado.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon.
Look, if opposition wins in this country, it's going to be dangerous for certain key figures in the CDC. People will go to jail. People will go to jail on perception. People will go to jail on reality. People will be persecuted because the new government is not going to solve the economic or social problem in the country. They will shift their attention of their inability to deliver and start to persecute. Whether people did crimes against the state or not, people will just be embarrassed. And that is why when we call and send out the signal that, look, we need to put our heads together. We cannot win 2023 if we are divided. And let people be having the illusion that, oh, they can still get one or two people. We lost Lofa County because of our stupidity. Put yourself together. Don't put yourself together. Be thinking that you can have an easy ride. Now you're the one who go to jail when these people take power from you. Y'all will not play. Y'all won't play fun with yourself. You're the one who will be persecuted, not me. I didn't steal against the state. There's no perception of stealing against me. You're the one that people hold there saying you're rogue. Y'all be playing fun with yourself. Y'all shouldn't come together and operate like a party. Let's trash all our differences and see how we can strategize. Y'all continue. They get plenty orange uniform. Oh, West.
We owe no apology to anyone who considered our efforts witch hunt, because only witches have been hunted.
From the compartment of Mr. Walker, they started justifying that the former president of our country, George Weah, is regretting his action. You think so? Of course. He told you that? President Weah is regretting his actions because of the way Walker is conducting himself as the president of the country.
Look at Liberia today. Where are the clinics? Where are the schools? Where are the streets? Where are the roads? Not because we couldn't build them, but the monies have been diverted to individuals. And what are these individuals? They go outside the country, they buy houses, but the country that they make the money from, they are afraid to use the money there. So they go out, they forget that there are hundreds of children here that are not going to school. There are no medical. I have a very close friend now who is sick in Foya. He could have been brought here by helicopter, but where are they? Corruption is a poison. Whatever it touches, it destroys. It deprives people from having good roads. It deprives others from having good medical facilities. You're always wishing to go elsewhere when you can have it right here. That's what corruption does. It destroys a nation. It makes people become disrespected because people think we are a country living on handout when we shouldn't be.
And security. The CDC-led administration remains proud of its record. We preserve the peace, security, and welfare of the country even during the raging COVID-19 pandemic. And at times when the security of the state was at stake. I'm also deeply proud of my record as president, particularly my unwavering respect for the rule of law and my relentless fight against corruption. You may recall that during my presidency, we advanced the fight against corruption on many fronts, including granting the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission LACC direct prosecutory powers, which is critical to the fight against corruption. To sustain and further advance this fight, we should not allow anyone the road gains we have made. To utilize its new power to fight corruption effectively, the LACC must treat all audit reports from the General Auditing Commission, the GSC, equally without cherry picking to ensure fairness and transparency, skipping previous GSC audit reports and cherry picking to target only officials of my administration undermine the fight against corruption. And the Liberian Code must see such a move as a weaponizing of the LACC to witch hunt officials of my administration.
From everything President Williams said,
we were on Pacific Carrasco speaking about President Williams' speech.
What is happening in our country of what we are experiencing as a country. Like he said, he considered
This is DTV Ola.
And Mr. Walker now is using the situation to overstep his bound by violating the laws of our country, by witch hunting his political opponent, by doing things that are counterproductive to the peace and stability of our country. So the political leaders of the CDC has given us a marching order, and that marching order is to resist Joseph Yuma Boakai in the attempt.
Are you prepared to resist it?
We are 100% prepared to resist Mr. Boakai's scheme, because we clearly believe that the comportment of Mr. Boakai could derail the peace process of our country is counterproductive to the survival of our state.
You are right beside the president. Do you think, Mr. President, Mr. Weah, have any regret the day he took power over to Mr. Boakai?
From the comportment of Mr. Boakai is clearly justifying that the former president of our country, George Weah, is regretting his action.
You think so?
Of course.
He told you that?
President Weah is regretting his actions because of the way Boakai is conducting himself as the president of the country. President Weah did this on a good faith. He wanted to see Liberia moving just beyond George Weah and Boakai. But from the way Boakai is conducting himself, clearly indicate that he doesn't value what was given to him by Joshua.
In all of these things, what hope can you give to Liberians?
The other hope I can give Liberia is the fact that we have enjoyed peace. This country is peaceful and under the auspices of one person, that is George Manawia. But an attempt, and want to be very clear, an attempt by Joseph Yuma Boakai and his group of gangsters to undermine the peace and stability of the country. We will resist, we will stay, and we will resist it to the furthest. If even it costs our life, if even it costs our life to be laid down, either because of the peace and stability of this country, we will lay our life down. People die before. When people die now, there will be no problem with it because we believe that this peace and stability is being undermined.
Look at Liberia today. Where are the clinics? Where are the schools? Where are the streets? Where are the roads? Not because we couldn't build them, but the monies have been diverted to individuals. And what are these individuals? They go outside the country, they buy houses, but the country that they make the money from, they are afraid to use the money there. So they go out, they forget that there are hundreds of children here that are not going to school. There are no medical. I have a very close friend now who is sick in Foya. He could have been brought here by helicopter, but where are they? Corruption is a poison. Whatever it touches, it destroys. It deprives people from having good roads. It deprives others from having good medical facilities. You're always wishing to go elsewhere when you can have it right here. That's what corruption does. It destroys a nation. It makes people become disrespected because people think that we are.
You want to know what happened in the ministry to spoon?
Okay. Okay, so you're from Vanjaman, you're from Maryland, you're from Sino, Tune to Spoon. This is where you get the news. This is where you get authentic information about the happenings across Liberia. Thanks for joining us again on another edition of the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We're here again tonight, live across the Spoon Network, Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, Super 95.5, and other frequencies across the country. Many thanks to the partner radio stations across the country that are always relaying this program. I want to welcome everyone in the comment section. Kindly share the program as you come on. As always, we will appreciate that. Let's make sure we get the rest of the folks coming on tonight. This is one edition of the show that you're going to like. Just share the program as you come on, and let's have a great conversation tonight. A lot to talk about. So many things happening across the country. So we're going to bring you the updates. We're going to bring you the analysis. We're going to afford you the time to talk about the to weigh in your thoughts on the happenings as well. But let me go across quickly to bring the team on. I see our brother Moba Zuka is here. Moba, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on.
Thank you, Nelson, and thank you to our many listeners and dedicated people who always take upon their time to watch and listen to us, both radio and social media.
Thanks a lot. Let me bring our brother Josh Wider, Mr. Wider.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Nelson, thank you very much for having me. It's a wonderful day. Look, I want to thank all of our listeners for their continuous support, and we're here again to talk about the issues. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, we're here again to talk about the issues. We're here again to talk about Liberia, to weigh in our thoughts on the happenings across the country. And it's a great way to start another late night show. I want to welcome the folks joining us. Josh, do you, from where you said, do you see some of the comments, the guys in the comment section? Do you see some of them?
Yes, I can. I can. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Can you kindly recognize a few of the folks in the comment section? Just
All
I
right.
guess.
I see Nathaniel K. Hill. He said hi. I see Hashin Fumbler. I see Daniel G. Zle. I see Charles Dean Tooley. I see Williot B. Morris. I see Anto. It's a great job. And I see Amos Antonio Singbe. He said, I'm watching from Capital Bypass. I say Alice Ban. Alice Ban say Alice Ban watching from Iowa, USA. And I say Oxford Joseph. He say I'm watching from my little rescue corner. Trenton, New Jersey.
No, George. Why you want pronounce the rescue corner the right way? No, when you just recognize one of the followers in the comment section who said they're watching. The person said they're following from Bekugbe Avenue in Doe community, and then you overwhelmingly, you in a very enthusiastic mood recognize that person. But the person who said they're watching from Rescue Corner, you acting like you even want to read the person comment. Welcome to the show.
The mentor in soprano.
Yeah.
Nelson, the thing is, for this guy to say he's watching from his rescue corner in New Jersey, I feel that he's making more great. So that's why I just.
I mean, everywhere you get. How about
rescue
people that can be anyway. They say they're watching from Sagamore Tree.
Well, Sagamore Tree is in Liberia. That's good. So I'll recognize them, but not somebody from Trenton, New Jersey.
George, man, I'm funny, man.
Look, that's Bono. She said, hello, my Spoon family. And I see Dajian Franklin. I see Helena S. Sarah, Banas Davis, Jerry Jetawe, and I see Esther Williams, Solomon Graves, M. Madison Camo, and Harry Doe Tabet Jr. He said, we are here again, watching from Rhode Island, USA. Good evening, guys.
You know, let's bring Cindy in a little bit. Cindy, welcome to the show. You want to recognize a few of our folks? I will say something about Cindy's background, but let's conclude the recognition of our folks first.
You want to talk about the man?
No. I don't want to rush what I want to say. Cindy, please go ahead. Brother Raymond, thank you. Your camera is fine of you. Like the Walagisi Mountain standing on top.
I enjoy my brother.
It's good to be here. I see Natalie Wea is here. I see Praying as Banquedo Junior. Praying, if I mispronounce the last name, forgive me. Mr. James, is that Papaya Bala? James, how you doing? Jesse M. Gay. Jesse, how you doing? Jerry.
No, look, that's Fopaye.
James Fopaye Bala. James Fopaye Bala. Thank you. Jesse is here. Uncle B is here. Yeah, my man T. Edwin Ted is watching. Lane Lakbad is here. I think he has been called. And all of you, man, I mean, I can't call everybody. Divine Grace Pee-wee is here. Yeah, all of you.
We appreciate everyone for being here. And guys, kindly share the program. Please share the show. And let's hope we can have a great conversation here tonight. A lot to talk about. Interestingly, this is the last edition of the show for this week. The last edition this week. If we ever have another edition of the late night show, it's going to be next week. But I don't know how to term it, because here in Liberia, we're already in the other week. We're already in the new week because it's Sunday morning here. But I want to welcome everyone. Raymond, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you on.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure being here.
You know, but on a serious note, MOBA did not start with you well. I want to talk about, I spoke of your camera position, and you know, your camera was like Walagisi Mountain on top, but then in no time, MOBA came in to talk about the haircut.
But I think I don't do the feed. I don't come my house. It's my brother.
But
Go ahead.
anyway, during Raymond time, that was the haircut of the day. You know, you gotta respect that. During Raymond time, Sandy said on around. So that was the haircut.
We heard the news. We heard the news.
Well, the haircut and Wallagizi is a compliment for me because I'm from beneath the Wallagizi Mountains. So
There
that's
you go.
you
There,
just it's just right center Bagi you're talking about. So it's
there you
nothing
go.
wrong with that. And my haircut, that's my haircut of preference. So,
Oh yeah, it's perfect. Perfect. You got
so
that.
there's nothing wrong
Well,
with it. Rema and Sabu is the same.
thank you, Raymond. Mobile thought he would have, but he didn't succeed. But it's a good thing that we're here tonight, and a lot happening in the country. I want us to do our opening first, and we can go on to talk about the issues. Uh, there's something happening. Um, Chief Zanzan Karwor has some issues. And this is a very serious issue. Usually I don't like to talk about these traditional issues because I'm not traditional like that, and I've heard so many stories about traditional activity. But it's a good thing that Vasco will be joining the show tonight, and I think to some extent Vasco will be able to help us through, guide us, walk us through some of these issues tonight. But the chief Zoe, let me put it that way, the head of the traditional council, Chief Zanzan Karwor, has some issues. He has been relieved from his position. The Internal Affairs Minister has called for some how do you call it, election, and in that particular area for the people in the traditional council to go and have the election and stuff like that. And the Papa said he's not taking it. He's going to court. So this is a very serious issue. And seeing the traditional issue going to the court and stuff like that is something that is very concerning. CBL governor is running to court as well, asking the court to file a writ of prohibition based on the fashion in which he was being dismissed. He thought that it was very unlawful. It's against the act, the very law creating that particular institution, the Central Bank of Liberia. So, based on everything that's happening, he have decided to go to court. Well, he's been suspended. He hasn't been relieved of his position yet. He's been suspended. Well, someone has been appointed to act. On the e-mansion website now, someone has been appointed to act. So this debate has been going on. From one end, the folks are saying that, look, you are being suspended. The act did not say you cannot be suspended. So you are suspended until investigation can go on. If the investigation proves otherwise, maybe you'll come back to your position. But he has decided to go to court. And we have a lot of other issues to talk about tonight as well. But let's do our opening first, and then we can come back to set the pace for the official start of the show. 1 minute each for our opening. And let's start with you, Moba.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you to my fellow panelists, and thank you to our listener across Radio Land, Facebook, YouTube, and whatsoever gadget you are watching off from. We appreciate your time and effort for following the Spoon Talk. What on my mind? Look, Nelson, there's a lot of lies and deception, right now going on when it comes to the opposition. They're trying to destabilize the country. And you can't destabilize the country with lies. When you're coming when you're coming to destabilize, or maybe you want to do something that Liberian will say, okay, yeah, we will follow your path. You got to come with facts. You got to come with reality. You got to come with the truth. But every day you come on the social media, you lie, you speak a lot of lies and other stuff. Like I think the Liberian people and what I'm noticing on Facebook, they feel the nursing, a lot of Liberians now, a lot of Liberians, I can tell you for fact, they are not going with I think what people say, oh, we're going for party mandate, we're going to protest, we're going to curtail destruction. A lot of people now, when even people from the CDC, when they post on Facebook, you see sedition will say, we are not stupid no more. We will sit to our houses because we understand that you guys take huge amount of money and your idle money, we never benefited nothing. You think we're going to care ourselves for you guys again? We will not. So to tell you how many people listen to our advices, how many people pay attention to what we say on the platform, So end of the day, we all want the best for Liberia. We don't want people to go on the street for nothing and they're going on the street to do things. End of the day, the same people you put there, they go see 20 million, 25 million, some 20 billion. Huge condominium in our country, being horses that even when you stay outside, you can't even see in the fence. And the horses around Samatua house, they even get quarrel about Samatua get 24-hour electricity. People go there to ask him. And he said no. But end of the day, they want for people to get on the street to go protest for them. I think the Liberian people now are realizing that all the times are over. Thank you, Nelson.
Thank you very much. George, you want to do your opening quickly? Let's hear you.
Thank you, Nelson. Look, gentlemen, I'm glad to be here again. What I want to base my opinion on this morning is that President Boakai is now the president of the Republic of Liberia. We don't want to listen to him talking like us anymore. He has the gavel in his hand. He has the power to change the situation in the country. We understand that he's been in government for more than 40 years, but Liberia is still the same. And he's in power now for the next 6 years. We don't want to hear him talking about bad rules anymore because he has the budget in his hand. People say CDC spoiled the country, CDC do this, CDC did that. Look, we all understand that the money you collect are what you spend. If you can borrow, if you have the borrowing power, you go and borrow money and fix our country. We want our country fixed, not to talk about his brother in a foyer that cannot come to Moreira because the road is bad. He now can change that. So we want him to do things. Now he's been 6 months. We haven't seen anything he's done. The only thing we see him done is to open police booths that are now being isolated. They're already gone off the street. And nothing he's doing. So we want to see tangibles. We don't want to hear Sparta story anymore. Liberia, we are tired with listening to good speeches. Ellen had the best speech in the world that even university students, doctorate degree students will listen to her and cheer for her, but still the country still remains the same, the poorest in West Africa. So we want better. We don't deserve plenty smooth talking anymore. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Josh. Sandy, you want to do your opening? And then we'll move
I
to
want to
Raymond.
say good evening to all of you and those watching and all listening to us across the media. Good evening. Look, President Weah, when he came in, he told us Liberia was open for business. When President Boakai came in, he also told us that Liberia is open for business. Both presidents informed us that Liberians would benefit from their economy. We need to grow the Liberia economy. And to do so, it requires Liberians themselves to get involved. And I want to ask our president today and those that are working on this administration to find ways to promote Liberian businesses. There are many Liberians across the globe that will want to genuinely come back to country to do business. And there are Liberians that are also on ground that are really working hard to do business. But the business atmosphere in Liberia, especially for Liberians, is very complicated. I think it is time we try to re-strategize how we handle the laws that we have on book for businesses and try to prioritize Liberian-owned businesses. Maybe it's time we cut out some of the taxes, promote Liberian-owned businesses. It would take Liberians to build Liberia. Those that we are prioritizing now that have the financial upper hand, I don't want to call names, but most of them are foreigners, will always prioritize their own places, their own countries, and their own people. It is time that we put Liberian first. We promote Liberian businesses. We ensure that Liberians run the affair of their own country. whether politically or privately. I look forward to a great show tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your opening. And then Raymond.
Well, I want to take this time to commend you, Nelson, and all the other panelists that take upon your time daily to speak to the issues concerning our country, finding ways on how we can improve our country. It's not small feat. We've been on this process since last year. And if you are going to attach a dollar value to what we do, a lot of us here, especially in the West, have the opportunity to use this time to earn money. For some of us, we're able to work from home. We're able to use this time to do a few more credits in our studies. We're able to work, even if to run Uber and earn some money. And if you add the dollar value, it's enormous. But we choose to be here to discuss the issues. That's because we are patriotic to an extent and we have our country at heart. And for that, I want to commend you. And we'll also use this opportunity to critique and criticize and suggest ways by which our country can improve. And I just saw today that the president took an advice from the orator to remove the head of the World Economic Chronicle by repealing that appointment. And that was an advice just July 26th. That means we have a president who listens. We are influencing governance. We are injecting into policy issues. And for that, I commend you. But I want to use the same opportunity to charge you. You know, to say it's not what your country that do for you that matters, but what you do. And we Liberians in the diaspora, we have the capacity to influence the change in our country in an enormous way. I recently read that Eritrea, citizens abroad, have the right to vote in their country and also pay taxes. And I sat and I wonder the remittance from the US to Liberia by Liberians in the diaspora. And the orator said the last time the 16th county. And I believe it's about time that this government's come to look at it, that we should even have representation in the government. Like they have senators and representatives, there should be a 16th county. And everybody in the diaspora who should be a part of that representation should start paying taxes in our country. Gentlemen, let's think about it and let's see how we can influence and let's put our money where our mouth is. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ture just joining in now. Ture will be the last person to do the opening because we have to move on. Ture, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Nelson. Thanks for having me, and thanks to the my co-panelists. To our viewers here in the United States around the world, I want to say thank you very much for always spending time with us. Rima, I'll just take off where you left off, and I think you know, I want to appreciate the old man. I want to appreciate the level of maturity that he's bringing to government. I want to appreciate the fact that he's open to critiques and new ideas. You know, that speak of wisdom. That speak of a leader that listening to his people, and also speak of the fact that we don't know it all, and our ability to self-assess and look across the aisle can only benefit us, but not serve as any sort of detriment to our own ego. So I want to appreciate the woman for that. And what I also want to appreciate is the fact that Liberians are not actually, Liberians' eyes are opening now to governance. Liberian eyes are opening to what people in authority, people in power are supposed to do for them. And I think for a long time, people have not been able to realize that when they actually elect this individual or this group of people to go up there to represent them, their power is the one that actually sustaining them to be up there. And they can decide to change them anytime they want. That have not come to play any time in recent time than what we are seeing now. People are holding lawmakers accountable. You can tell from their Facebook post. You can tell lawmakers now are coming on social media to defend every little thing that's being said about them. That in itself is a good, process of democracy that allows lawmakers to sort of like go back and forth with their constituents on social media on posts that they probably disagree with or agree with. It shows how far we have come as a country. And that's only going to get better on our leadership that gets it, on our leadership that understand that for us to move Liberia is going to be, on all hands on deck, right? That's why the president decided to help the people in the Southeast. They say, look, you guys been caught away from mainland Liberia. That is not good for you. There's no economic activities happening there during rainy season. So we have to put stop to that. So now you guys will be part of it. And yesterday, after the program, I went ahead, I came across an interview that the orator Raptor actually did with Vafle Kamara on LBS. And I urge all Liberians to go and actually listen to that. I mean, to go watch that interview and listen to her speak on her speech and her defying in standing with every word, every phrase, every sentence in that speech. And you actually understand where she actually came from with some of the stuff that she's saying in that speech and how thoroughly researched, because she actually talked about every sentence, every line, every word she used in that speech was thoroughly researched. And I just urge Liberians, right? With people like that in our midst, we have to follow them. We have to follow their lecture. We have to follow their see their write-ups so that we can get some insight into what they are talking about. And I think, like I said, man, it's on social media. It's on our page. Go ahead, sit down. Exclusive interview of Vafle Kamara on LBS. Post interview after what was a very should I say a storm of opposing view about the orator position. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ture. I think that's him back. So we will just discuss about about Zanzan Karwor. The internal affair came out with a press conference today. They're having a new election in Nimba. So Zanzan Karwor said it's a turning position. So he ran to the Supreme Court. He said he filed a complaint to the Supreme Court, suing the internal affair to look into the case. So I think that's where we was when Nelson left. So we can start a discussion from that. Josh, we'll start with you, and then we'll just go about the round. Thank you.
Thank you, Nelson. Not Nelson, but Morba. Thank you, Morba. Look, guys, it is obvious. It's a non-brainer, and we all know that whoever was friends with the previous government, this government wants to get rid of them. And I'm not surprised. And maybe in the next half of this year, we'll find out that everyone who could be seen visibly in support of the CDC administration will no longer have a job in Liberia. And whether that is a good thing for our economy or our peace or our stability, I don't know. But what I do know is that the current government or the president, they do have the integral part of maintaining the peace, the integral part of play in maintaining our peace to make sure that our country is stable and our investor will see it as being stable and they can put their money in, because no one will be looking at a place where people are disenchanted and will want to put their money there. And I think they should be reminded that they told us that they were going to bring investors in the country. It's past 6 months, and we haven't seen anything yet. And we saw Elon Musk on the phone.
But
we saw
Josh, I'm not cutting you off. Josh, I come in now. Let us stick to the topic. The topic for tonight.
Thank you
for coming in.
Guys, this is very interesting. Right? This is very interesting. Talking about the investor thing, we're going to come to that aspect because following the president's trip to Korea, there's a delegation in the country right now that is discussing investment. As we speak, a Korean delegation is in Liberia right now, and a lot is being discussed with respect to how those people can be able to invest in Liberia. Now,
So Nelson,
remember,
can I go ahead?
no, I'm coming.
Now you're
Yeah,
taking my
Josh,
time.
I know you don't want to hear what I'm saying right now. I
No, I want to.
know.
I want to.
I know you don't like these kinds of
news.
information, but this is where we are. So we're going to come to the investment thing. But Josh, in all fairness, this chief, I won't lower around at 12 a.m. here in Liberia.
They will appear behind you, Jana. That's all.
This is a conversation very difficult to hold. But
It's a hard one. It's a hard one.
listen, man, this chief is on record for saying, I urge all we are to get a 3 car 4 motorbike. Joe, we are not hesitant. Now go in there. Everybody
Yes.
But listen, I was present on a media coverage when this chief brought the rest of the chiefs from the other counties and gave the country key to former President George Weah. He said, my son, the election, you already finished winning the election. Because you take off from working on bare feet, you put on car and you put on motorbike. The brand new Jeeps were all parking. And the chief said, the election is already for you. But what happened? Few years after, or about a year or so, the chief's prophecy did not come to a reality. Now the chief is being relieved of his position. He says it's a witch hunt. The chief feels that this entire process is against the very act that established the institution. We're going to put that act up. We're going to get that aspect coming as well. But Josh, is there any reason why? Is there any reason why anybody should agree with the chief that what is being done now is a witch hunt? Do you in the first place think that a chief, someone who is more of a traditional leader, who should play the twins mother role or the twin father role, should have been visibly seen taking a side in the electoral process? Now that the chief is leaving the bush and he's going to court, do you think? Now, anyway, go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
Thank you, Nelson. And you made my point. You made my point because this government saw Zanzan Karwor visibly giving the key to the former president. They find that to be an affront to them. That's why they want to get rid of him. I don't know whether that is a good thing for us, and that's what I said from the beginning. And guess what? The thing is, Zanzan Karwor,
for the chief to be given the key to one person to take a side in an electoral process.
Nelson, we have all been crying for development to improve the livelihood of our people. If the chief feels that this person is doing what this guy did not do, we will side with him, because what the chief wants is the betterment of the society, of his people. You know that the chief had a car, his subordinates have motorbikes that could go to all the villages and see to it that the people were doing well. That is the development the chief really liked. So he said, no, we cannot allow this to go. So I will side with him. That I think it has nothing to do with a position. It shouldn't have. If this government wants him to support them, let him do more. If they do more, he will support them. He's not supporting the person because the person is George Weah, or the person is tall or short, or the person is young or old. No, he supported this person because of the development the person brought to their lives. As chief and elder, he said in his entire life, he had never seen that for him to be issued a brand new car to use for his function. President Weah did that. And if you can bear with me, if you were the same guy, you would support that particular initiative. And that's what he did. He did nothing wrong. And I think he's being witch hunted. And I think they should stop, because we want a Liberia to be united for a common goal, that is to see the improvement of the livelihood of our people. And this government is not doing that. What they're doing now is to witch hunt people who they perceive are not being supportive of their agenda. And that's wrong.
Thank you. You know, thanks a lot. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the entire video, everything about what the chief the internal affairs minister said today. But Raymond, I want to hear from you on this topic, and then we're gonna go around the table. Raymond, the chief is going to court. The chief, the traditional man, feels that this witch hunting is not just with Samuel Twe, it's not just with the people that know Bo, but the people that don't know Bo, they witch hunting and following it too. I mean, let's hear from you.
Nelson, the witch hunt thing is like someone who been caught stealing and say, I'm not the only rogue. Why am I going to jail when other rogues are still walking in the street? To steal is bad, and the jailhouse is the place for rogues. But let's leave the witch hunt thing. So it's become a repetition in our society, and it doesn't even speak to the meaning of witch hunt. Anybody just using it loosely. Let's speak to this issue of Zanzan Karwor claim. When the CDC took power in 2018, they tried to get at Zanzan Karwor for not supporting them. He never supported the George Weah and the CDC in 2017 election. So to repeal the act that established the National Traditional Council and replace it with a National Chief Council. So by law, when Zanzan Karwor went and meant things with the CDC realizing that he was unauthorized, allowed him to function. But his role he was playing was not backed by law. And what this government is doing, they're taking an act that created the National Council of Chiefs in 2018, done by the George Weah-led government, by CDC lawmakers and acting on it. That's what a Syria government does. So Zanzan Karwor ain't got no job. 2018, his job was taken from him, but he and George Weah went in gentleman agreement behind the door arrangement, and they kept him there because George Weah wanted an influence that Zanzan Karwor could give him, so that they were a backdoor deal that wasn't backed by law, and this government would not break the law but rather uphold the law. So what CDC and George Weah did was law. It's an act that created the National Council of Chiefs, and they by themselves elect. And in the National Council of Chiefs, the president don't even appoint. They elect their chairman. So the new chairman is going to be elected, and all the various counties elected their chiefs that represent the county, and they're going to go to NIMBA to elect. So this is based on law. It's not based on, as our brother will have us to believe, because right now the CDC got one strategy is to use lies and put it in the people who will not research these things will just take their lies and run with it. Thank you.
You know, this is very serious. I want to play a portion of the video here before bringing Cindy and Moba. Have you spoken on this issue? No. Okay. Before bringing Cindy, to Ray and Moba in, I want to play just a portion of the Internal Affairs Minister's comment today, and this is okay. So let's hope. Okay. So sorry, this is not on here yet. Let me have it coming right through this one. This is what okay, so can you guys this is not the way it should be. Okay.
Will be holding a week-long orientation and capacity building workshop for recently appointed local government officials and personnel of other structures of the local government of Liberia. This orientation has been set to take place in Compass City, Nimba County, from next Monday, August 5 to Friday, August 9, 2024. A rather of all participants will be the afternoon hours of Sunday, August 4. We are pleased to announce that the Honorable Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Jeremiah Bankun, will address the opening session and formally declare the orientation open. Over 250 participants are expected to be in attendance, representing all 15 counties as follows. There will be 15 county superintendents, 15 county administrative officers, 15 county development officers, 15 county finance officers, 15 mayors of the 15 county headquarters that are referred to as cities, 15 chairpersons of the county councils, 15 county service center coordinators, 15 county personnel analysts, call them human resource personnel, 15 chairpersons of the county council of chiefs, 30 vice chairpersons of the council of chiefs, 2 from each county. Additionally, the minister, deputy and assistant ministers of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the National Peace Ambassador, Liberia Peace Office, Building Office, National Concessions Conflict Resolution Office, directors and other key heads of sections within the ministry form part of the orientation. The purpose of the orientation and capacity building workshop is to empower members of the local government structures with the requisite knowledge for them to deliver on their respective duties and functions ascribed to them by the Local Government Act of 2018. Our objective is to increase understanding of the structures and contents of the Local Government Act of 2018 and other decentralization reforms, including the revenue sharing law. Issues of local government payroll management and the civil service standing orders, especially on hiring, firing, replacement, among others, will be presented by the relevant personnel of government. We are expecting presentations on asset declaration, other compliance issues, and conflict of interest from the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the LACC, and presentation on the public financial law by Ministry of Finance and Department of Planning and Financial Processes, on planning and financial processes and procedures of the MIA and the counties. There will also be presentation on the procurement and internal audit processes and procedures. We expect that the various heads of local government structures will be adequately prepared and knowledgeable about processes and procedures in order to avoid overlap and duplication of functions. There will be a session where jointly participants will derive strategies for coordination within the local government setting. Members of the press, one of the key activities of our gathering in Ganta will be to comply with Chapter 3 of the Local Government Act of 2018, which is the establishment of the National Council of Chiefs of Liberia. The 15 chairpersons of the County Council of Chiefs will elect their national chairperson and other members of the leadership of the National Council of Chiefs, which has replaced the National Traditional Council of Chiefs and Elders, then headed by former chairman, Chief Zanzan Karwor.
You know, and this is where the problem started. The entire press conference was going fine till it got to this point. So what the Internal Affairs Minister is saying is that Chief Zanzan Karwor and the National Traditional Council, everything as per the reform they're doing, it has been dissolved. So the traditional the traditional leaders from those 15 counties now will be joining the rest of the folks in Nimba, and they will be electing their new officials. You know, and this is where it gets interesting. They, should I say, former head of the traditional council or current head, or I don't know which way to
No,
put
probably.
it.
Nelson, he said that, so probably would that refer to him? You know.
No. But I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen to this again.
He
Maybe
said no
there's
longer.
something,
Okay, then informer. No
maybe
longer.
there's something we're missing here, right?
No longer.
Maybe there's something we're missing here. I want you to listen to this again. Just listen to this portion.
The 15 chairpersons of the County Council of Chiefs will elect their national chairperson and other members of the leadership of the National Council of Chiefs, which has replaced the National Traditional Council of Chiefs and Elders, then headed by former Chairman Chief Zanzan Karwor.
So, you know, the National Council of Chiefs now replaces the National Traditional Council. So it means that officially, the Chief Zanzan Karwor is out of job. But Remo, you want to take 20 seconds and then we'll move to Sandy.
So let me share with you. In 2018, a lot of things took place in our country. There were a lot of reform.
Yeah.
The International Financial Unit became replaced, and the name became
FIU.
FIU. It was FIU, and it became FIE. It was FIU. It's not FIA. It's called Agency in our unit.
Financial Intelligence Unit.
Yeah.
So the
reform. It has moved to agency. It was unit before.
Yeah, I just want to share. By that time, a lot of transformation took place, and one artist that created one thing, it will have to repair to create a new one, and the new is not the same. And under that, all those who work for the previous are dismissed. We even started with the LACC. The act that created the LACC were repealed, and new appointment had to take place.
And I was just about to put this up, but Raymond, let me come in with this. Thanks to T. Samuel Fire, right? T. Samuel Fire went to the local government act that established a National Council of Chiefs, and he extracted that chapter 3.
Yeah.
And here is what it says. A National Council of Chiefs is hereby established, repealing the act creating the National Council of Traditional Chiefs and Elders of 2012 to function under the jurisdiction of the minister responsible for local government, which is, in this case now, the Minister of Internal Affairs.
Yeah.
So with this, someone will be asking the question, like George said, the former traditional chief head of the traditional council is being witch hunted. Someone may be asking the question, why is the chief Zanzan Karwor running to court?
So now, Steve, I should check in what I was saying.
Okay.
And that's how the law works. Even public works that I work for. Public works used to be called a bureau. The act that first created public works was called a bureau. That act was repealed, and the ministry got created with new authority, new functions, and a new organigram. So one act that created one institution, when a reform takes place, that act has to repeal the previous one, and a new one gets established. And thanks for that contributor who just went into the abstracted and just gave us exactly what it is. Thank you.
Nelson, can I get 20 seconds, please, on this one, please? Yeah, good. You know, Raymond, I don't know. Usually, I don't want to try to, confront you on the things that you say on the show, but sometimes you're compelled. From your initial statement, if we can roll the tape again, you said Zanzan Karwor was operating without any legal backing. He was not part of any legislation. Now you come back and saying these things. You know what? It is also good to say the truth when the truth lies right in front of you. Zanzan Karwor position in the government as chief head of council or whatever, traditional council, was legal. The act has been repealed just to get rid of this guy. Just to get rid of him, they repealed the entire portion of that particular act. And you are here saying they are just been done. They are just been done.
Which year was it appealed?
Which year?
Apparently, justice on the show, but his ear is blocked, so he never hears to understand.
Yeah, guys. Sorry.
We have to just jumping on this thing. I'm saying something. Listen,
we have to do justice to Cindy.
But
George,
Nelson, let me just finish here. The thing is that the Internal Affairs Minister just read the act that has been appealed or repealed. Sorry. When they say repealed, that means it's done by the legislature. They appeal that particular. You can go to the legislature and say, look, because we feel that people who commit crimes get bail easily, we want to make sure that this particular act, the appeal act, should be repealed, and this can be inserted. They can change it. The legislature can change it. So now this act has been changed. It has been repealed, that particular portion of it, to just get rid of this man. Because
which year? That make it clear for the audience. Which
it has just been done by the legislature now. That's what you're saying.
No, George.
George,
listen to what I said previously. I said in 2018, I'm giving you historical background. Zanzan Karwor did not support George Weah in the 2017 elections. In 2018, that act to repeal the act that created the National Traditional Council of Chiefs and other, which Zanzan Karwor chaired, was repealed. Since 2018, Zanzan Karwor was illegal because he had no standing by the law. So he and George Weah were on gentleman agreement to be acting in that position.
And this is exactly where I'm coming from.
That's not true.
It was illegal.
Raymond, I think you hit where I'm coming from, because if this act was repealed in 2018, in 2018 the CDC government came to power. On what basis? What was the legal basis of the Chief Zanzan Karwor still occupying that office when he filed that National Traditional Council was already dissolved?
Exactly.
National Traditional Council was dissolved at the time, and you now have the National Council of Chiefs.
Nelson, corruption. The same reason why there's a lot of audit reports that got a lot of people indicted corruption. The president had no authority. Zanzan Karwor had no authority. That is nothing but gross corruption.
You know, this is very important. Let's hear from you, Cindy. Hope you can take your time and make the max of it. Go ahead.
Well, don't rush me on my time when you guys were going back and forth. Look, I was in Liberia recently. My cousin, Chief Emmanuel Clive, is the paramount chief for our district. When I got there to Dwoji Town, he said, son, you came right in time. We are going to Zredru because there is an election. My position is at risk. Now the government is trying to downsize the local government structure. We have to go and elect the head of our traditional council for Grand Jide. We have to elect the deputy head, and we have to elect a secretary. He said, I'm going, I want to be the secretary. I need your support. He said, this is happening across every counties. Once we complete this election on the county level, then we will go to Monrovia. That's why he told me we'll go to Monrovia to elect our chief. This has been in place. The government is structuring the local government system to make it fit based on the act that were, again, established by the CDC apparently in 2018. So this is not new. Again, this is, have to do with chief councils and things. I don't think this should be political. One thing I want to say this, and I'm not saying this to say that the Wakari administration is going after Chief Zanzan Karwor. That's not what I'm saying. But there are certain positions when you hold in country, you must just get away from politics. Okay, this is an advice for anyone that's going to come into that position. Certain position you hold in country, you are like the father or chief council or the chief of the council. You are like a father to the nation. You are the father to the opposition. You are the father to the imposition. Remain neutral. The president or the government could do good for you. They should do good for everybody, for all their citizens. But come to a campaign, you should be neutral. You shouldn't make it obvious. I'm not saying the Baka administration is going after him. That's not what I'm saying. This is just an advice. Now, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. I don't like to do that. Don't interrupt me. I don't do that to you. Don't do it to me.
Please, George.
I was quiet. I was patient when you guys were going back and
forth.
Go
ahead. I've already stopped. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cindy.
Look, you're not going to take me from the trade.
I'm going to take you on track. So go ahead.
No, you can make the brother lost his train of thought. Cindy, you are protected. We're not going to.
The shortest guy on this panel always wants to take me off. Anyway, let's go ahead. Look, the people are saying, let's go to election. Okay. But there is
Jerry, welcome to the show.
There is not a process in place, though.
Yeah, thank you.
First, you have to be elected by your people in your county as the chairman of the county chief before you can even go to NIMA. So if Zanzan Karwor has not been elected by his people in a county, he's out. Because the election already took place. Each of the counties already have their county chiefs. So I see my brother Lee. Yeah, go ahead.
Cindy, I remember when this program was being held for the different chiefs. When they came to town, Chief Zanzan Karwor was more like that. He was more like the leader, that person telling them what to do. They were from the 15 counties, but he was that person organizing things and making sure that this person does that and X, Y, Z. But with the reform we're talking about now, and in fact, the question will keep coming as to why, even after the reform, we're still stuck to where we are with respect to National Traditional Council was still in effect until quite recently. But then he was not elected. I understand he comes from Great Bassa County. Mm-hmm. So now, if what you're saying is something to go by, then it means that he's been out long since.
He's out. He's not even capable. So to Lee, you were asking in the comment section if the man can go and contest. No. To contest, you must be the chief. You must be elected in your county, as the county chief. Then you will come to NIMA now. Then among you guys, there will be an election to elect the chief for the nation. So if this guy has not been elected, or if he was not elected in Grand Bassa as Grand Bassa chief, he's out of the picture. Let him go find a different job.
Now, Sandy, with this recent issue now, the chief feels that he's being witch hunted. He's now going to court. I mean, what do you foresee right here? Given everything that is coming out now, given what the minister is quoting, there is this perception that everything that's happening to him now is happening because of his alignment, his support, or the benefits he got from the CDC under the previous administration in about 6 years.
I am in favor of anybody trying to test the judiciary system. We have laws in the country. That's what we have the court for, a separate branch of government. The judiciary system is not under the executive. Go and test it. Let them interpret that act that established the chief of councils or chief of elder, whatever it is. Let her interpret it to him. If he's right, so be it. Then congratulations to him. But once the Lord is there, they will interpret again. I mean, he should go and test it. At that point, Nelson, everyone will cry wolf. Everyone will use the word, the phrase, witch hunt. This is a hot political season. Call it witch hunt, call it whatever. Go and test the law. If the law is in your favor, congratulations. But at this point, the old man, I will say, and this is not me speaking on behalf of any government, I will say this old man been there forever. It's time that he go. I will say Judy Andy been there forever. It's time that she go. That's just my opinion. I'm from Dwoji Town. I'm not afraid of Chief Zanzan Karwor. I'm a Zoe myself.
Oh.
Thank you.
They meant disclose out, Nessie.
Like Nelson. We are from Dwoji Town. I'm a proud man.
This is interesting. This show is very interesting tonight. But Jerry, welcome. You know, I don't know as to whether, as per the nature of the conversation tonight, we should have you on with that kind of dark background. Because listen, this conversation is highly traditional, you know, and coming in with that background. Anyway, we're gonna consider it since we have Cindy here as well, and Vasco will be joining the show. That's okay. But let's hear from Ture. Ture, your thoughts on this issue.
Audio is bad.
Jerry, your audio is terrible.
Jerry, your background, your audio, everything messed up, bro.
Everything bad.
But let's hear from
Even your light in the back, is that bad.
That solar light in there you see will soon go up. Light reducing. So let him talk fast before his solar light goes up.
But I need to hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Like Yarugo battery using?
No, I don't. I mean, you know, sometimes the lights, you know, fluctuate. Bro, I'm not in America. All of this, I'm not in Spoon Studio. Spoon Studio is different from where I am.
Raymond,
I mean, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to join the show. Yeah, as late as it is in Monrovia. But, you know, what is very interesting is when I listen to my brother George, you know, trying to defend Zanzan Karwor is something, you know, I'm not surprised of, because even the last oration, in terms of, I'm not talking about a serious president, Joe Parker, I'm talking about George Weah. You know, I'm a serious guy who was defeated, you know, passing around with some story. You know, when Zanzan Karwor delivered the oration, I mean, he supported and praised everything about George Weah. You know, Ima Dawa Zero One. If you get a video, be play, they may get nothing in that county passing around with. Hey, get a video. You get a video.
I sent a video to Nessie. I don't know what Nessie I'm playing it for.
Let me make a quick disclaimer. Guys,
Let me send it to you.
This is serious. Let me make a quick disclaimer.
I mean, I sent a video to you already. Jerry,
whoever is listening to me now, this conversation came as a result of, no, listen, Moba. No, Moba, I don't want you to interrupt. This conversation came up as a result of the demand from those guys you see on set. And the video I'm about to play is also as per the demand of the guys on set. So this is
Zanzan Karwor doing. No. If our young person was doing it, Zanzan Karwor was going to scare them with cartel that nothing inside. They ain't get nothing inside. No power, no traditional power inside, nothing. Any traditional chief that gets smartphone and roller watch.
Says I beg you, sir.
Any traditional chief, as in the sense of soul and audio and traditional chief, that got cell phone, that smartphone, we watch that.
Who has that?
Zanzan Karwor.
Even the men are talking
That
are
man is
comedian.
smart.
They're
And he
comedian.
just using joke we are in his own. That man that no traditional man. Zanzan Karwor.
Say that you take it easy.
Hey, please, I'm speaking as senator. That man is greedy. He's unprincipled. He using these people in the name of traditional chief. He get no power behind him. He have power behind him. Where Mary Karwor was gonna win. He can even make a web win in Delta number 2 in Grandmaster Canada. He didn't want to make sure we are win.
Senator Dillon, look. If it wasn't late, I would have called the senator. Senator Dillon, I think Senator Dillon is one of those persons who started this whole issue with it. Imagine going on radio saying that because the chief gets smartphone, he riding air conditioned car, so it means that nothing in your car will take. I mean, I don't know how Senator Dillon figured this out.
Nelson,
But
if I
go
may,
ahead.
Senator Dillon wasn't part of the Senate in 2018. He got elected in 2019, the ending part of 2019. So Senator Dillon wasn't part of it. You are not one of those who are Zanzan Karwor.
But Nelson, 1 second. You on mute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look,
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, I don't know. Again, I am very deep into my culture. Very deep into my culture. Where I'm from, when somebody said they are traditional Zoe, that's what we call them in Liberia, as we know. In my place, we say Kui. They don't come around civilized things. Once you venture around civilized things, you lose your power. They don't venture around. They don't even try to come close to cities. They don't try to get around cars. So I don't know. I mean, again, the senator might sound funny, but some of us grew up in the village and we know what the people there are.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandy.
To have
Not having access to car or all those things is different from making your medicine weak when you come close to it. That's the perception we need to change. Yeah, people don't have access to car. You can tell me say because they don't have access to car.
Australia. George, tell the boy use the car to disappear.
Josh,
Josh,
you disconnected from the team I mentor. The team you know when someone talking. Me, I know it. So when I team I mentor, I understood.
I know it very well. I was born in a village where there was no car road.
Guys, I beg you. Let's bring Jerry back. Jerry's on the line. He wants to conclude from here, and then we'll bring Jerry. Please go ahead from here, from the phone line.
Yeah, thank you. Unfortunately, I have some technical glitches.
I mean, your lighting, your background not correct, and plus your audio are all bad. Together.
What's that? No, Mama. Except you want me to be yelling all in the community now.
Yes.
Because it's after. Okay, so no problem.
Go ahead.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, you're okay. We're hearing very well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I was saying, I brought this Zanzan Karwor, video stuff, But then let me say this. You cannot be participating in democratic, and for the public disclaimer, I'm speaking as Jerry Nyeman Nipa and son of Pelican. Let me make that disclaimer very clear. I'm not speaking on behalf of the Liberian government. I'm not speaking in any capacity, but I'm speaking as a citizen of Liberia and a son of Pelican. Okay. Let the record go forth.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So,
Pelican governor
of Zanzan Karwor. I mean, the law is the law. If it has been violated under the weird government, it's not surprised because they serve all the laws and policy in our country, in the bad and urinated of all public policies. So it's not strange. So, but once we come out doing the right thing and doing things right, as a government and, in terms of the democratic transition, under the leadership of Joe Barker, and then you call it witch hunt. I mean, sometimes I just get, embarrassed with some of the way our brothers can speak. But let me say this on the Zanzan Karwor thing. The Minister of Internal Affairs has spoken, and there are a lot of chiefs. I've not been following the development of chiefs and others and all of that. But that old man who said he's going to court, he's just going to, expose himself so that the entire country can laugh at him because he has lost everything. Besides being political, we defeated them. We don't have time. We are one country. And like Joe Barker has always said to a lot of people, this is Liberia. Come together, let's build Liberia. We are not witch hunting anybody, but we are making sure that the law should be the law. You can call it any name, but once the law speaks to that, it means it is the law. So you should not come here, like in the case of my brother George, to come make case to appear like we should disrespect law. He lives in a country where even for him to move and drive certain limits is governed by law. So when we are respecting laws in Liberia, it should not be something, he should be opposing. Then sometimes I get this, disappointed. So Zanzan Karwor issue should not be, issue of discussion. I wanted to really react to some of the things our brother said initially about their skepticism, about governance and rule of law. But if you give me the time in closing, I can do it later on. But on this Zanzan Karwor thing, the law is taking its course.
Thank you.
So people should stop crying now.
Thank you very much.
Because we got more to go.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Jerry. Ture, you want to come in?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, I'm not anyway, let me watch my words. But look, one thing I know for a fact, 7 kind of capacities, it has to be void of politics. And we clearly saw Zanzan Karwor being very, very political. Even his speeches, and when you do that, you are not sort of like cutting across. You are siding with one side, and that's called conflict of interest. So, but look, at the end of the day, like my brother George said, this was something that was just amended to target him specifically. And even though we just came across that in fact that's not the case, this was something that actually crafted during his administration, actually during President George Manuel Weah time. But look, Nelson, this is a lesson across the board. When you are put in position, just do the work of the people, because you have to understand in that kind of position, you serving people with different political persuasions, right? So if you take a side, then what? You know what I mean? Like it makes the whole situation so saddened, right? You have to be firm, and you have to be neutral at all time. Don't take a side at all. And that was not the case for Zanzan Karwor. It's unfortunate that even at that position, someone want to fight to go back to it. I think it should be a privilege to serve in that kind of role. And when your time is up, or at least people deem you undesire to serve, you should go away. It's not something that you should go to court for. You should do all of that stuff. I think that just that just makes the point on that. But again,
but to read with everything that's happening, does anything here appear like a witch hunt?
No, Nelson, this is not a witch hunt. It really not. It really not. I think it's something that any one of us during campaign time, any one of us would have sat and be like, you know what? And we saw that with different areas, right? People that are in interim position and stuff like that. You can actually start talking about individual that we saw in campaign, attire and stuff like that. Supporting the ruling party. Those were violations of the act that created, you know, their bureau, if you will, because it's non-political. But we saw people campaigning vigorously, you know. But again, Nelson, is a culture that has been set across the country that people have to show their loyalty in position. So if you're in a position and you are not seen in places, that's why I've said this and I'll continue to say this. It is absolutely inconceivable to me that in 2024, people are still lining up at the airport. I'm talking about on a working day. People are lining up at the airport to welcome the president coming to town, for crying out loud. That is so 1847 age. We should not be doing that now. People should be busy working. There's so many work to do. But it seems like if the public works minister go there and the finance minister not go, the president will say, oh, so that you frisky, eh? So the public works minister can come and welcome me, but you the finance minister, you can. So it's like it's burdening upon them that all of them should go to the airport and welcome the president. It is absolutely you know, counterproductive to the enormity of what we have to do in our country. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do better. We have to start, you know what I mean, worshiping our leaders, right? As if to say everybody have to survive on government. Bro, let me tell you, you give me position in Liberia, it like I'm gonna do exactly what my office need me to do. I'm not worshiping anybody. I just came across says Glennie just posted a picture of today on Facebook page. The Senegalese president talking about all government officials should take his picture out of their office and put picture of their family. So that way, when they make a decision, they will not be looking at his picture. They'll be looking at the picture of their kids. And I think that is so profound, right? You go all of these ministry, all these people, you get the president, the vice president, then they got up on the picture. Come on, man, let's stop that, man. We got so many things to do. But that's what it is. Anybody in position, they all want to worship the president. They all want to show that they were the president in actions, inactions. So Zanzan Karwor got caught up, man. He got caught up in it. He got caught up in it deep.
Nelson, with the illustration that happened in Senegal that we just talked about, right? Imagine you tell Samuel Toy, for instance, to put his children picture up at the Ministry of Finance. When Samuel Toy making decision, he would think about those children. He will steal more so that those children, he can send them to Harvard. Anyways, man, can't talk.
But let me just hold on now. Let me just add up to his statement.
Anybody can just talk now. Anybody can just talk.
No, but guys, we have to go in order.
No, Nelson, please, can I just add up to that statement? That was the crucial part that Touré left out. So the message clear. He didn't stop there. He said, we are servants of the people. I am a servant of the people. Do not look at me as a Lord.
Thank you. Thank you.
My good is the purpose I serve.
Thank you.
So look at your children and make decisions for children that look like your children. And what he said.
Nelson.
Thanks a lot. Let's no, Josh. I think we have to move on now. Sorry, please.
No, just a comment. I saw just 3 seconds. Few seconds.
So let's take mobile, and then we might give you.
Mobile come and say all the things they posted.
My man, no problem, no problem. Let me just use my own time to say what I want to say too. You laughing? Yeah, but you know, Nelson. End of the day, I want seditions. Certain time come will stop the war sedition. We say Liberians, because we only refer to people now as we are shame. Because even sedition now, right? They are coming to that raffle mind that, you know what? We've been supporting the government for 6 years. We earn nothing. Then today they want to go on the street. So I think we'll only be referring to certain people as we are shame, not seditions. But Liberians, let me say this, right? There's no witch hunt. Nobody witch hunting anybody. Anything Joseph Boakai does is going with the confine of the law. He doing things without the law. People will come here, they want to sugarcoat things like today. I said don't lie on the show, and there was a lot of correction. Every day they come, they will lie. And when they lie, I like that because you're exposing yourself to the Liberian people. The people already know who you are. So another day when you come, you say you look at purple, you say that blue. Then somebody can say, but the purple here, they're not blue, then they put it from the purple, but it's here, they're not purple or blue here. So that's what happening in the CDC camp. All they want to do, because their in and objective is United Party lie to come to power. So they want to use that same means by lying. Because that be more anything they talk, they say, oh, United Party lie to come to power. So we won't use that mean to lie. And United Party, and what all they were saying is the fact. If United Party not lying, why is time talking kind of country? So he can go to court. So he can be exonerated if he not found guilty of stealing a lot of money from the Liberian people. So my Liberian people, let me tell you tonight, nobody witch hunting anybody. Nobody chasing anybody. The Zanzan Karwor issue, we all look at it, when our brother put it up. It was already amended since 2018. And Joseph Boakai was not even in power 2018. So why would people come and say to you, Joseph Boakai is a witch hunting people? You understand? So end of the day, everything the president does, he do it directed with the law. So don't listen to seditions. That's the reason why today, some are talking kind of country. Because he lied on Mapo SSR, who will take 25 million United States dollars and say he carried to people to go change money on the street. But he can show 1%. Then he want her to come and get a children in Cote d'Ivoire attending a 3,000 United States dollar school. While the people, even in his community, where he built his house, they even get access to current and running water. But a horse is fence. You can when you outside, you can see Isa. Then you come back here, Liberian people will come on the street to demonstrate for you for second term. I said, though you in the country you're working, I think you will get a privilege to come in the country to work. But you're in America, you're in Liberia, you work. You are earning more money from the government. Today, you won't run away to go back in power. It will not work. So don't lie. When you come on the show, on Spoon Talk, come with facts. When you speak, and put evidence up. Let people see it. So anytime they come, they want to confuse your mind. Telling you everything, the lie. They want the lie. Make your research and come back to us. And let me conclude by saying this. You know, Ture, what you were saying is 100% correct. I read her articles I read her post from her, from the Senegalese president, which of course, he make it clear. If you want to do not put my picture in your office, or your offices, do not put my picture there. Put your chairman picture there. Anytime you take a decision, you think about them. Don't think about me. I'm just a servant. I said here doing a campaign. The word serve. It means when you go in the restaurant, people serve you your food. You're not there for people to worship you. So we urge the president of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Boakai, do not allow nobody when you're coming from all of the country for people to go and worship you that way. In the last 6 years, we saw people bending down to Joria like a demigod. We don't want it like that. I submit. Thank you, Nancy, for a minute time.
Thank you very much, Moba. Josh, you wanted to take 10 seconds. You can go ahead quickly.
Yeah, Nelson. Look, I think people more often at certain points that get lost in translation, right? When the tradition for putting the president's picture up in the office extends way back as in the 18th century, right? Because the thing is that they want you to know that this person is watching you. They appointed you. The Liberian people appointed them by electing them, and they appointed you, that their eyes are on you at all times. And that was the rationale of putting the picture at the back. If it's going to change now, it's okay. And the next thing I want to talk about is that we are here saying that Zanzan Karwor shouldn't have politicized his position, and is appointed almost is uniform on his panel. Everyone who speaks about it talks about he shouldn't have. Does that not tell us now that because he had done that, that's why he's being witch hunted? It's clear. It's a no-brainer. We are all saying that he should be the father. Now, because he was saying the father, he's been taken out. And you guys are saying, but it's not witch hunt. But because he was political, that's why it's not good. But he's not being witch hunted. Guys, you cannot eat your cake and still have it. We can sit here and talk all the bukunyama, the tabata we want to talk, but the sense is there, it's right in the middle there. You can't fool us. We did not eat our school fees. We went to school, and guess what? The reason we go to school, not just to learn 2 + 2 is 4, is to learn what they call critical thinking. We
I mean,
think
10 seconds
critically,
up, Bob.
not just listen to people what they say. Okay, so you see what
Your
you're
10
doing.
seconds up, Josh.
But you talk about more than 1 minute, 30
And
seconds.
this is important, guys. There's a breaking news, and
Mhm.
I just want to let it out. We're about to go to the phone lines now to take some calls. Well, and you can go to the Spoon page, and you're gonna see this. Well, the Liberia National Police have put up a statement as early as this morning, where they're saying that they regret to inform the public about an officer involved in the shooting that occurred on the 3rd of August at approximately 2100 hours or 9 p.m. Let me put it that way, at the Bonja gas station. Okay, so let me just have this statement up while we are
It
doing
on
this.
Spoon. It on Spoon show.
Yeah, so you can go to the Spoon page now.
Yeah, let me go there right now.
Going to see
Put it up, yeah.
this
Someone we don't want to go to
particular
no Spoon
statement.
page. Just put it up. Let's see.
What kind of all me yes. So let me see if I can get it up. So there was a shooting incident that took place at
You make a message or what?
p.m. About 9 p.m. So let me put this statement up as we are
Hey,
about
I
to go.
been here surveilling. I think it's like a surveillance issue, something.
Yeah, so we can put a statement up as well. So
And now you know about surveilling. Everything that was Jowia. Policeman mistakenly killed somebody said that Jowia telling to kill him.
Oh.
And now you know about surveilling. You guys, the lies you told, it will catch up with you guys. Because we politicize everything.
So guys, you are on the show and you're hearing George saying that he will politicize everything. So
But I just made reference to a lot of their lies. Tell me.
So
Muhammad
this is
Muhammad.
statement. So
Wow.
this statement right here. Okay. Oh, this one is full. So let me get this one out and bring this one in. We will shortly go to the phone lines and take some calls. Okay. So this is it. It says right here now. It says the Liberian National Police regrets to inform the public about an officer involved in the shooting that occurred on August 3, 2024 at approximately 2100 hours at the Bonja gas station in Burraville. The incident involved an off-duty police officer identified as Inspector David S. Fayar and a civilian, Mr. Manumba Mohammed. Preliminary reports indicate that a confrontation between Inspector Fayar and Mr. Mohammed resulted in the discharge of the officer's personal firearm. Mr. Mohammed sustained injuries and was transported to the nearby medical facility where he was pronounced deceased a short time later. Inspector David Fire is currently in custody at the Central CSD charge of quarters. The LMP has commenced a thorough and transparent investigation to ascertain the facts and circumstances surrounding this incident. The investigation remains ongoing. Our priority is to ensure that justice is served and that all actions are conducted in accordance with the law. We understand concerns amongst the public that indicates that the incident of this nature occurred within the community
Nature occur, yeah.
of
Within the
this
community.
nature, right?
Yeah,
Occurred
yeah.
within the community, and want to assure the public that the Liberian National Police is committed to upholding the highest standard of accountability and transparency. We are dedicated to maintaining the public trust and confidence through diligent and impartial investigation. Further updates will be provided as the investigation progresses. We urge the public to remain calm and to and to re to refrain from speculating about the incident while the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with relevant information regarding this incident is encouraged to come forward and assist with the investigation. Please contact the LMP through our official communication channels. The Liberia National Police extends its thoughts and prayers to those affected by this incident and reaffirms its commitment to protecting and serving the community with integrity and respect. And is signed by the IG, Honorable Gregory O. W. Coleman, Inspector General of the Liberia National Police.
Wow.
So this is breaking. This is a breaking news here. A terrible one, a sad incident, and the police is regretting this unfortunate situation. Well, we want to take some calls, unless if you guys want
Yeah,
to
I want to say something to that quickly.
weigh in.
Before we go to the
Okay,
line.
so guys, we're gonna do just 1 minute on this, please. Just 1 minute, and I'm gonna have the timer on because I really want us to go to the line. So Josh, you want to start?
Audience.
Yes, look, thank you so much, Nelson. And look, this is not politics. Well, I just want to commend Patrick Sudu, the former IG, under his regime. We did not see these things happening. I don't know how he did it, whether it was supernatural intervention or he did it by instilling order and discipline in his men. I don't know. But since he left office, too many Liberians in the last 6 months have died from the bullets of police officer than it happened in 6 years of his reign as the IG. It's very unfortunate for the poor people, Liberian people, to continue to die from the bullet that should be saving their lives.
Josh, you really mean what you
say? Yeah, I mean what I'm saying, Nelson. I mean what I'm saying. I mean, you can compare the statistics now since for the 6 months to the 6 years.
Do you have any statistics to back the claims you make?
Nelson, as my memory can serve me right.
If your memory is not serving you right,
Nelson, then someone disprove it, please. I mean, I have the right to say what I believe is right, what I believe is true. I'm saying it. If you have any point or any statistic that can, debunk what I'm saying, please go ahead. But this is something that has become very common in our society now. Every time we listen to the radio or read the news, police officer will kill a little boy who was just trying to fix his mother's roof on top of a house. A single mother's son, the only child the woman had, was trying to fix her roof because it was about to rain. A police officer killed him while he was trying to fix his roof on top of his house. That did not happen over the past 6 years.
Thank you.
So
thank you very much.
And we need to condemn these things.
We're allotting 1 minute each to this. Your time is up. Let's hear you, Toure. Go ahead.
Wow, my brother George, man. George is arguably the best entertainer when it comes to distorting information. I mean, look, do you really want to tell me that under this administration, the level of lawlessness that we saw under President George Manawiya administration, I mean, the laundry list of lawlessness cannot even be overly stated. I mean, and that was under Patrick Sudu. They made talking about over there. Look, it is absolutely no excuse. I'm not making no excuse for IG Gregory Coleman. There have been some instances where police have actually used live bullet, and that's really, really bad. And it actually come at the time when we just had a police chief from Minnesota. Nelson, you were there, right? Like talking about de-escalation. Look,
Minneapolis.
Not every look, people, right? People should not be like the last resort. Going to firearms should be the absolute last resort when there is an imminent threat for the officer, right? Then he can use that. But that is like, I mean, I'm talking about the very last resort, right? But to just for this thing to just happen, and then there's not the first time, there's not the second time. I mean, it's sad, and I think Greg will come in. I mean, Greg will come in, definitely need to do something about this.
Thank you. Sandy, let's hear you. Oh, sorry, Raymond. Raymond, sorry. Go ahead,
Hey,
Raymond.
you want to play one step now? Remember, I'm looking at you now.
Yeah, no, I was going to wait. I thought he wanted Sandy to come in for a specific reason. Well, I want to use this to commend the IG Gregor Coleman for being fast-sighted. When he came in the police, he saw this. He called for help. And I heard him on Spoon Network talk about what enforcement in the U.S. was and the lesson learned from George Floyd. And he talked about what's happening in Liberia. And I can recall that during the CDC-led government, in red light market, in the red light community, there was an altercation between a young man who had just come from work and a police officer who lived in the community and shot him dead.
That was Roosevelt Deming.
Good.
Officer Roosevelt Deming.
You know the names. I remember in the Puraville community, at a gas station, there was an altercation between a police officer and a young man who got shot. I don't know whether he died. I know in Carisburg.
You have 10 seconds remaining, Raymond.
In the Carisburg area, again, there was a group of people who were trying to protest of an issue in their community, and a police officer went there to calm the situation. Someone died. So this thing is a societal problem. People who got armed feel people who don't have arms should listen to them and abide by whatever to say. But when people stand up for themselves, they get shot. So this thing has to be solved, and that's why I said yesterday, in order to instill behavior change, it has to do with influence. And that's why I see the RG doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Raymond. Let me bring Jerry in quickly, and then I'm going to come to you, Sandy. Jerry says he wants.
Jerry's there.
Jerry, go ahead quickly. Jerry, you have 1 minute. Your timer is set. I hope you make the mark of your time.
You've already taken 30 seconds, but it's a good one. It's a good one. It speaks to the proactiveness of the Liberia National Police. The issue of, social disobedience is something that is in every society, even in the great United States. I wanted to let George know that it's not the way they themselves were, getting rid of people. They were murdering people and all of that, evident by the level of sanction about human rights violations. So I know you're ready for disclaimer again, you, Nelson. That is not, Spoon FM are saying it. It's Jerry Yimpan from Pelican. That
like you and your Pelican. So you're not sharing Spoon Network view, but go ahead.
I knew you would come up with a disclaimer. I knew it. So that's why I want to make it very clear. But let me say this. Gregory Coleman and a new team of leadership at the LMP, they are doing well. Bro, there's no way you have, some kind of close altercation with, people, perpetrator of crimes and all of that. And then you allow yourself to maybe go. I mean, there are a lot of police officers in our country in some, it's alien time, and some other, instances where you find out they were victimized. So, I mean, for the police to have been very strict, it tells you that there says, that there was some form of, response mechanism that have been instituted.
Thank you.
The LMP is not in the business of going after citizens. This is the most friendly kind of police that I've seen, besides the 12 years party, and then this time. So no one should make it appear like, we are after people, but the CDC will actually.
Thank you, Jerry.
I'm making hear you, Nelson. I'm making hear you.
Actually, 1 minute is not your time. I know. Let's take Sandy quickly because we have to
The
go to the
Pelican people can yell.
no, Jay. Josh, Pelican people,
And your
are
go
very
there, the post, okay, yeah, that is.
I
Go
feel like
ahead.
the past before I go to my home.
Okay, the post set up for you.
Let's hear you.
Look, I want to send my condolences to the family of the bereaved. It is a sad news to hear. From what we heard, the officer was off duty,
Yeah.
and also that the gun used in this case was his personal firearm. That just raised some concerns for me. Where did this guy obtain that personal, quote unquote, personal firearm? I think there need to be an investigation. Our country also needs to start looking into the ownership of firearm. Liberia tried to copy everything from the United States. The US here, we have a law that permits us to own firearm. Liberia is one of 10 African countries that allow such. We need to get away from that. We need to repeal that law. We should not be allowing the ownership of firearms, whether small firearms or big firearms. Given what's happening around the world, we're seeing what's happening in the US here with that law. Almost everybody owns firearm. Everywhere you go, you have to be afraid. You're scared that somebody may be shooting you. We don't want to get to that point in Liberia. This guy, according to them, using his personal firearm, and that's very scary.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandy.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
minute.
thank you, Nelson. A much investigation is going on. Let me say condolences to the family, but we don't know the altercation because according to the report, there were altercations. So probably they were fighting over a firearm. We don't know. I just assuming. I don't say what he did it was right. I'm just assuming because it's still on the investigation, but we all trying to power let 1 or 2 cents in. We don't know what happened. Probably they were fighting over the firearm is discharged. We don't know. But when people want to compare the past regime with this regime when it comes to security, it baffles me. If you doing George Bush regime, I can remember, I could remember vividly. I know what happened. That whole Somalia road, certain hours you can't go there. You get a men that were politics and other things chasing you, and a lot of death that went on. It was not even solved. But look at the RG today. Crime can happen today. Immediately, the person will be arrested, and you'll say investigation is on. In America, these things happen all around the world. Police carry on brutality, mistakenly kill people, and let me tell you, the main objective in the case Nelson is the investigation to find the perpetrator. That's the main thing. Somebody can commit crime and go free. No. So if you let me conclude, Nelson, 30 seconds. If you
You get 30 seconds.
Okay, let me conclude. Yeah, let me conclude. If you commit crime, the most important thing is for that crime to be solved, so that the victim can get justice. And how? Through investigation. So these things happen every part of the world, but all depend the investigation. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moba. We have to go to the phone lines now. And take some
Information.
0555.
I mean, no information here, my man.
No, get information.
Go ahead, information. Let's hear you.
Information minister.
Moba extended condolences to the family. The guy was injured and not killed.
No, according to
he died. He died.
He died.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, he died. Rick.
Later.
Okay.
At
And
the hospital.
Liberia state under sanction, arm embargo. Government authorities can own arm, so no person can own small arms. So personal arm is a red flag.
So we have it in the Constitution, but we are on
we're on embargo.
Okay.
We still
we are on an arm embargo.
Yeah,
the most sophisticated government allowing police officers to carry personal arm weapons.
We have to go to the phone lines 0555 101075.
You guys are
the WhatsApp number I'm putting up now on the screen, so you call in and weigh in your thoughts on the different issues
Georgie
we're talking about tonight. 0555 101075. I didn't know this phone was off. So let's hope we can. Okay, so let's hope we can take your calls now. Yes, beginning with this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm video calling from Ria.
Okay, let's hear you.
Let me just congratulate you for the show this morning. For one good thing, I want to improve because I just want for you to give to the Western town, the man that representing CDC on that show, they can trust on CNN. They can't stop them when the United Party people to want to stop to them. To help them. This listen, whenever I don't want to see where they be talking, you get nothing to show yet.
What? No, my man. Listen,
My man, I leave my brother Josh to now. Beg you.
Let me see how Josh is looking. Come on, man, guys. I know
I
it's
leave my
just
brother. I leave my brother Josh to now. Beg
guys
you.
go on the show. You have to leave the panelists. They're expressing their thoughts. They're making analysis. You say what's on your mind with regards to the issue under discussion. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Good morning, Nelson, and good morning to the panelists on the platform this morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Tukwaki Mora, and I call from Zozo Lofa County this morning.
Calling from Lofa County. Let's hear you.
Yeah, let me say, like I said from the beginning, thank you for the guys on the platform this morning. Issue of Zanzan Karwor, I don't know which of the action or which of the point he's going to carry, to the Supreme Court. Because if reading clear, I would say, the local government function, and here the traditional council, the terms is like 5 consecutive years. So, and he gone more than 5 years. So, what the point he going to be carrying on the pure?
He feels he's being witch hunted. He feels he's being witch hunted.
No, you don't call that one witch hunt because it's reading clear to see if I yes in office, he going 5 years.
Thank you.
Even in the 5 years, they had the government election here. So
thank you.
I don't know why
let's
today
hold you there and take another
George is seated today saying this morning by saying if I you people government I tell which one why you call which one when everything is documented. Why?
Thank you. Let's hold you there. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from? Alfred.
This is Alfred Kunowa, and I join you from my Abbott here in Waterloo, Iowa.
I meant from your Abbott speed, like bring English. I hear you quickly on the team from your Abbott. Go ahead, Alfred.
Well, I've been listening to the conversation, and what speaks to my mind is that, Nelson, moving forward, I will not be calling my Liberian brothers from the Sakimo. I will not call them Sakimo tree anymore. Because you know what? When Jesus visited Zaga, the Sakimo tree, there was transformation. So the Sakimo tree is supposed to be a place of transformation. So I believe moving forward, I will not be ascribing the Sakimo tree to people that will consider we are sharing. But let me go to the issue. I want to say thank you to all of the guys tonight for,
congratulations on your elections.
On the issue of when it comes to
Raymond, please mute, Raymond. We're hearing your private conversations. Go ahead.
So yeah, thank you very much, Nelson. We talk about bringing Joseph Boakai to power for transformation.
Yeah.
And like I said always, Joe Boakai is the last individual in his generation that will ever become president in Liberia. And he has a moral obligation to kind of leave a legacy.
Thank you.
So when it comes to the issue of decentralization on the local government, I think Zanzan Karwor has stayed long over there. He needs to go sit down.
Thank you.
Sim Judy Andy, all of them need to go.
Thank
you.
you.
We need new breed of people that will come to transform our country. Thank you so much, Nelson.
Thank you very much for your input. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Let's hear you.
Well, let me say good morning to your panel. My name is Williams, and I call from DJ Johnson Karwor.
Go ahead.
Okay, you see, everybody has his right to the law. Again, what are you guys saying? Written, plain English. The laws are written, but the interpretation thereto belongs to the judiciary. So if somebody feels offended by what he's saying, the law is against him, let me go to the court. So the traditional chief decided to go to court, and that's all right. Let me go to court. When he goes to court, the court interpret the law for him. So that also will be under the law. So if there's no offense to anybody, is it right?
Thank you. Let's hear you there. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Davis, and I'm following from the New Jersey Junction this morning.
Go ahead.
Let me applaud you and the panelists on the platform this morning. Let me applaud the Spoon TV for bringing activities happening in and Adam Rubio in Liberia. I listened to your panelists, especially the guy that talked about the security issue in Liberia. So let me just give you an instant quick. In 2020, because I live around the New Jersey Junction, I was attacked twice around the New Jersey Junction. I tell you, tonight Barcelona and Real Madrid was playing. I just came from that belt watching football game, and I tell you, there's a difference when it comes to the issue of security. And the guy also talked about people being shot by police. What about the auditors? What about auditors that die here? So are we trying to compare situation in that way? We're not hoping for a better Liberia. And lastly, Liberia, for Liberia political scene to change, it is the CDC that can change it. The one they're talking about Liberians being lying on government, that was introduced by the CDC in Liberia.
Thank you very much.
The kind of opposition lie the CDC introduced.
Thank you.
That's why other people have captured, and that's why they continue with mine. If they continue, if the Liberian people decide to bring CDC back to power, it will be the worst because they will continue to do the same thing. So
let's hold you there and take another person. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I want our callers to know that you have 45 seconds at most 1 minute. So if you're making a point, as soon as we reach that time, I will have to let you go. I hope we can live in the time so we give others the time to call.
You do my time.
Yeah, your 1 minute starts now, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning.
Yeah.
This is Reverend Josiah N. Johnson.
Okay.
I want to tell you to thank you for the show. Every night you have to over there to discuss issue about Liberia.
Yes, sir.
I want to commend you for that. And I also want to extend my gratitude to Jerry Yepa. Saying say your former boss say he want you to call him. Okay. This is Josiah Johnson. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a whole lot for your contribution.
I'm from Maryland.
Hello.
Hello, Leslie.
Yeah, hello. You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show tonight. My name is Solo, and I call from Grand Kema County.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much, you and the panelists. I'm looking at Zanzan Karwor on the office.
Can you go ahead, sir?
Yes, okay. I'm talking about Zanzan Karwor town being in office. I think his son passed, he has to rest himself. This is not a son of if hello.
Yes, sir. You are live. You have your time. Go ahead. Too bad. We have to let you go. Hello. We'll take the last two calls and then we'll wrap up. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning, sir. You're live.
Yeah, this is some cool for you from Carwell.
Okay, from Carwell. Let's hear you.
Yeah, nothing. I'm listening to Josh. You know, Josh and Acid do the thing the same way. There is something I want to tell you about the sycamore tree today. Jesus was going in because Zacchaeus knew that he corrupted the people. He left from under the sycamore tree, went in the sycamore tree. He went over the tree. It was when he saw Jesus, it was when he realized that he corrupted the people. Until as a and George can live under the sycamore tree, and stand over it, they will always have the same mindset.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You know, I think the sycamore tree is causing some serious problem on the show tonight. Look, we're going to have an entire segment here for interpretation and analysis around the sycamore tree. I think we need to call some scholars, biblical scholars, to come and make some analysis around that. Because the sycamore tree taking another trainer. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, we are live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Jenkins. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Go ahead,
I just want to make something clear to Moba. Moba, this government, since the government came to be in the last 6 months, Liberia is not safe anymore. We have seen police killing people over and over, and you talking about when the police kill, they can investigate. Have you heard about the King George situation? Is there any investigation? People lost their life in King George. Today, another policeman killing somebody because they been run to the police, and the police say we investigating. That's what you want to believe. Have you seen a lady? You can remember a few months back, a lady. And I think that New Georgia Bell. They got a broad daylight. People looking at the guy jumping on the lady, and they killed the lady instantly. People looking at it. Were there any investigation? Were there any somebody bringing the justice? Brother, y'all stop doing anything to
Thank you,
bro.
Thank you.
CDC did not do. CDC was blind before. Why it is now? Things not changing. Then you want to make it look that and say, and Liberia is safe right now, brother. Don't fool anybody. Liberia is not safe. Somebody carry personal arm. Police is telling that personal arm. What sense in that?
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and take another person here. Hello.
Hi, Nelson.
Okay, hello.
To all of you. Hello. Yes.
My
people.
Welcome.
Yes, Nelson. Thank you. Nelson, I want to tell you people that why they start don't call. When I'm home and you put on the platform, I just listen and laugh. My people myself listen and laugh. You people are creating problem for Liberia.
Oh.
We are no more in campaign. Man. You people spoiling Liberia. Spoiling Liberia from the water spoon to you people. The ministry, you people spoiling Liberia. Don't buy Bwaka. Bwaka government has damaged Liberia. And people will see what coming on. The protest when you see people living in America going, and I'll be part of the people that live in. We'll finish planning it.
So you're planning protests. You want cause problem.
We won't do it. Listen.
So who in front of the whole protest, Benny? Who in front of the whole protest?
No, don't ask me. Don't ask me until it comes to.
I won't know because the Liberian people too won't know too.
No, you're eating into my time.
No, I will get your time. I will get your time.
I'm talking to you with tears.
Yeah, sorry, Mama. Sorry. Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
talking to you with tears. All my children are out of job because the work when President Weah was there. Is that what we did when President Weah came to power? Is that what we did one person? And the battle will follow back until your government will not be stable.
Well, Mama. Let me ask you one. Let me ask you one question.
I
know.
I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
If I should pay for the time, I'll pay for the time.
Oh, you won't pay for the time? No, I beg you, don't pay. Don't.
You from what happening in America now. Please. If I should pay for the time, let me talk. I hear you talking about election.
Don't pay for the time because I want to ask you one important question.
If I have eaten into your time.
I want to ask you one question quick, Mama. I want to ask you one question. So, they protesting you're talking here. They protesting you're talking about, though they're not our talking point now. But since you call, let me ask you one question about it.
Yes.
The CDC being power for 6 years. They 6 years that they rule the country for. Unity Party been there for 6 months. In just 6 months time, what it make you want protest now? And now who giving you money for the protest? Who organizing the protest there? Now who they infrared? John, we are approved the protest where you coming do?
Please listen to me. We're not dealing with John we are now. Please listen to me. That Bwaka behavior breaking the protest. It's not John we are. That Bwaka Bwaka came into power again. Here, Henry came to power 2005. The downsize. The downsize. When I grew up in Ghana, I went to school in Ghana, I grew up, my degree I have today, I got it from Ghana. I was there when Crown was overthrown. I was there when FIFA, Busia, Dopu came to power. Nobody downsized the government. Nobody, I was in Ghana.
Thank you, Mama.
I was in Ghana. I'm telling you, I was born in Maryland County, and I grew up in Ghana from first grade to college level. My document I have the day I come to Liberia, I come to visit.
Thank
I will
you.
go to school office
Thank you,
and get all
Mama.
my document.
Thank you.
I come in now.
Thank you,
I
Mama.
never, no government ever came power and changed the other governments.
Thank you.
I was in Ghana. I used to go to Nigeria for children student program. I never hear the government.
So, Mama, let me ask you now. The government say some people. So, no, I beg you, don't be vexed. Don't be vexed, Mama. Don't be vexed. So, no, the government says some of the people that they take from on payroll. The government are in power. Sure, we are government. Just tell the people they put them on payroll, they start giving money. So the people were not working, they were just giving them money. Some people they were not existing, they are new there. The money, nobody know where the money going. So you wanted for the government to stay keep that kind of people on the payroll?
All right, did they call them to say, Joe, we want to see you, and they didn't come?
Yeah, they said, they say they call them, but some money not come.
But some came.
Mm-hmm.
But some who came, those that went, why did they take them from payroll? Don't show face. If you call 10% and 1 or 2 appear,
thank you,
appear.
Mama.
Why should they
you know,
we
invite you on the show another time, Mama, because we out of time now. Our time finished. I will call you, Mama. I will call you so you can come on the show because we are out of time.
We need her on the show. We need her on the show.
I don't want for you to pay for the. I don't want for you to pay for the time, but
for Mama Sarah, we got other callers too. You're not the only caller, please.
Okay, let me give you 1 minute. Let me give you 1 minute so you can talk. Just talk. The clock said 1 minute finish.
Okay,
we'll let you go.
You know that coming to power, the number that going to power is not even 50%. The number that go back to power is not even 50%.
No, more than 50%, Mama. The law say before you win.
You, the population of Liberia, that number, that small number, that almost 17,000 persons, they're not even a number of a village. So the country is divided.
Thank you, Mama.
We thought Bwaka was going to bring unity first.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama. The 1 minute not reach, so we have to let you go, Mama. The whole thing yet, the time running so fast. But this is look, we have to invite Oma on the show one day because
she has a whole put face to it. Like she can put face to it.
She has a whole lot she wants to talk about. I don't know why Marie calling for. Marie wants to be a panelist and a caller at the same time. So she will have to select one if she will be a panelist or a caller. But Marie, go ahead. You have few seconds.
Thank you for having me, Nelson. You know, I wanted to say, without due respect to our mother that just called, it's obvious her anger towards Bwaka is the fact that her children no longer have a job due to them not being in the role that they're supposed to be in, and they was taken from the payroll. Because some people come and say, oh, Bwaka spoiled the country, but when you ask them what exactly Bwaka is doing to spoil the country, they can tell you. And to my brother that called previously before this lady, for you to say since Joseph Bwaka government came in, the country is not safe within 6 months, is laughable because we're dealing with the same police officers that were doing the George regime. Those are the same police officers we're dealing with. Just because they wasn't informative like Mr. Coleman is being now, doesn't mean some of these stuff wasn't taking place in the country before. All of these things were happening.
Thank you,
We're
Mary.
dealing with the same police force. It's just unfortunate that they are not informed enough and they are not trained in the line of the duty that they're supposed to be providing to the Liberian people. That is why the mayor is trying to do his best to help the Liberian police officers know their role and the action to take and how to de-escalate situation it comes to them.
Thank you, Sister Anna. Thank you. We you know, we have to go.
Mario or Anna?
No, my Anna called, so that was Sister Anna. I want to say thank you to everyone for being here tonight. It's been a great show. The Liberian people, the library. You know, but as we do our closing, Raymond, who are you congratulating?
That's
a private conversation.
You have a portion of the private conversation on the public media, then you come back to say it was a private conversation.
You open my mic. You open my mic. I have my mic closed. You open it up. You gotta
Nelson, you too CEO, man. You too stand to my man.
Anyway, let's move on. Josh, you want to do your closing? Let's do 1 minute 30 seconds for our closing. We're out of time now.
Thank you. You know, when we're kids, people used to say, "People can bring door eye." The clear definition for that is what's happening, is manifesting right now as we speak. I heard my sister Marie talking on the top of her voice about when you say Bwaka support the country. When you ask them what Bwaka support the country, they can't tell you anything. The same thing. You sat here, you said Jovial support the country. When as you had Jovial support the country, you couldn't tell anything. That's what's going on. So people can hear in Doha. But no, to close, I just want to say my brother Morba, he said the good thing is that the police can investigate. They kill you, then investigate. So now we should agree that because they investigate, we should congratulate them, even though they kill somebody, but because they investigate, and not even anyone being punished, because they will investigate and put a press conference. So we should congratulate the police, you know, for the act they are committed. You know, it's laughable. And I think that's not how we can build a better Liberia for every one of us. It's a shame that you guys will come on here, you will defend everything, even if it does not require any defense, you will defend it. And it's sad. But look, that's where we find ourselves right now. The country is going in a way that you can see no hate, no take, nothing at the account. The only news you can hear is either police kill somebody or they are witch hunting someone. And now I saw my fellow panelist, Dr. Jason, which is Ismail. He said only the witch can be hunted. That's what I said I'm going to frame that comment and keep it in my archive just to use it in the future. When somebody is being witch hunted and that statement used, and I would say only the witch can be hunted.
Thank you.
Not anyone else. Thank you so much.
Great.
Yeah, thank you so very much, gentlemen. Always pleasure hanging out with you guys. It's such a privilege to be on here with you guys, and I don't take that lightly. So look, at the end of the day, we understand that we have a country to develop, a country to build, a country to actually structure. And it's not going to be easy. And none of us here saying that it's going to be easy. There will be some confrontation within. That is obviously something that should be expected. You know, there's absolutely no easier way to transforming something that have been subjected to abuse for so many years. So these things that we're seeing happening right now, it is almost like expected. But we all have to come together as a nation, knowing that at the end of the day, we're all going to sit back and say, you know what? These were some of the decisions that needed to have been taken. They're not going to be rosy. They're not going to be, sort of like convenient at this time. But 5-6 years down the road, we're going to sit down and say, wow, at least we have a country now. And my position of Liberia will then start to change gradually, because I have been on record of saying that Liberia is not a country because we don't behave like one. And that's because people come and steal and go do whatever they do with absolutely no impunity. And we saw that from the long write-up from Samuel Todd today. A great writing, but absolutely everything that got put there did not take responsibility for anything. Because that's the culture that we have condoned for so many years. All right? They blaming Vice President JMB when you're Vice President. I got news for you guys. A Vice President is actually a ceremonial position. You don't call the shot. All right? And a lot of people say, well, he should have resigned.
But I tell you what, not that many people in Liberia that can resign positions. So at the end of the day, he's no longer vice president, he's president. And now he's telling you this is how he was going to do it if he were president. Since you are not president, he's president now. He's doing exactly what he should have done. So guys, man, let's take politics out of this. Let's take, sexism out of this. It is the way it has to be, and this is how we all should welcome it. Thank you very much. Always pleasure being on.
Thank you. Raymond?
So Nelson, you asked about the Sycamore tree. The Sycamore tree is a place of transformation from bad to good. When Zacchaeus was under the Sycamore tree, he had to shift his position. Zacchaeus, his life before, was a corrupt individual. But when he heard the good news of the Lord that transformed life, he left from beneath the sycamore tree, climbed the branches, and went at the top of the sycamore tree in search of the Lord. And that caused transformation. Seditious are still under the sycamore tree, using diabolical lies as a means to gain power. Corruption. That's what their own auditors, people they appointed to GSC, people they sent to LSCC, indict them for corruption. They are not ready to be transformed, so they are still under the sycamore tree, in a place of darkness, in a place of corruption, in a place of sinfulness. CDC is more like a court. That's why you will hear a caller calling and talking about corruption because my children are not in government. Other people's children are in government. Because your children are in government, you want to cause chaos? That's a CDC mentality. They do not put country before self. It's all about greed. It's all about belly driving. It's all about what we can get from the country. Once that is taken from us, we're bitter, we're angry. The country should burn. Well, that is very unpatriotic. That is not of a well-meaning Liberian. And that should be condemned and criticized. We want Liberians who can put country first, who want the best for the country, for all Liberians, not for me and my children. That kind of attitude causes corruption. Samuel where they're in trouble, George where they're in trouble, they're looking for day in their family. But the other government is for the Liberian people. Those who in a position, they're Liberians and they deserve it. Probably your children, they know how to write documents.
So Raymond, you want me to play with the open who go?
No, we're talking about issues. That's how our country is corrupt. That's why our country has not developed.
The other part of that comment, probably what?
Probably they never had the right documents. Maybe they just pushed them there. They were not probably qualified for the position.
Let's hear Cindy. Cindy, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Nelson, another great show. It's good to be here always. I just want to leave here tonight reminding our government and everyone in positions that are able to transform Liberia, that the greatest resource we have as a people is the people, our human capital. And that really starts with the young people, the youth. And I want to urge the government of the Republic of Liberia to start investing in the young people. Let's prioritize education. Let our education sector be something that we must all be proud of. Empower the education sector so that the young people will learn the meaningful skills that they need to transform Liberia. Today, we see that a lot of our youth follow political leaders, worship political leaders, seeking political gratitudes, seeking political handouts. We must change that narrative. And to do so, we must empower them, keep their mind busy, provide training, vocational education, skill training, so that they can be useful in society, so that those people can have a part to play in the transformation and the rebuilding of our country. When we empower the youth, we occupy their minds, we take them from the streets, we take them from the daily unproductive political activities. That will keep our country safe. That will also help to advance our nation. When people are educated, they become innovative. And when they become innovative, Nelson, they transform themselves, they transform their communities, and they transform their nation. Mr. President, prioritize the education sector, transform the minds of Liberian youth, empower them so that they can empower Liberia, so that they can transform Liberia. It's a great show, gentlemen. It's good to be here with you. I look forward to being here on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I listen to my brother Josh calling my name. I support the government. I support the police for killing people. No, let me put that straight. Every country, crimes happen, police brutality. But the main concern or the main objective is for that crime to be solved. How that crime to be solved? Through investigation and perpetrator being brought to justice and face the full weight of the law. So that later clear. Don't come here and tell when people say I hear telling people say they will go commit crime, the police committing crime, doing this. Don't do that. And secondly, that's the reason why the CDC left power, because they lie on everything. We listen to a lot of callers, and the other guy who alluded to what he said, Barnabas Johnson. Next thing you in Liberia, you know. People are in Liberia. I talk to people on a daily basis. In 1 hour in Liberia, I know. Barnabas Johnson, that whole Japanese halfway, Karwor, certain part of places, you can go there when it past 9:30 doing job we are regime. I'm telling you, I know a lot of people that was starved to did. Look at the one that happened to point four. Broad day, they doing job we are regime. The guy was on his keke. The men that joined on him, they took the guy money, they killed the keke guy. It went, they didn't catch nobody. So what we're trying to say is that those things is not right. We say people go commit crime is right. But committing crime and you find the perpetrator, that's what make it, like that's what make it bad. Because end of the day, people gotta pay full weight of their action, what it did, what it do to other people. They gotta go face the justice and go to prison. So that end of the day, they can repeat they cannot repeat that same crime. Now let me conclude by saying this. Even in the country, when people go to prison, there's in 30 seconds, when people go to prison in the country, let me tell you, if this is all 100%, all 100%, go make a statistic, all 100%, 75% of the people that they can free in the country, they can still go back to do the same thing and they can end up in jail for their lifetime. So what we're trying to tell the Liberian government, how much you guys doing what we all want, we also urge you to the safety and the well-being of the Liberian people. Anybody who commit crime, let them go face the full weight of that of the law. Thank you.
Well, I want to say thank you.
Mumba is the only person that can challenge Nelson. Make him give himself extra time. 30 seconds.
Look.
30 seconds.
Look at when I told him everybody.
I want to say thank you, Mumba. Thank
That's
you.
the privilege of being a co-host.
Thank you, Raymond, and thank you, Ray. Thank you, Josh. This has been a great show. We look forward to being here again tomorrow. I want to say thanks to all of our folks online following the program tonight. Thanks to our audience across Radio Land. Let's hope we can have a great show again tomorrow. I'm Nelson Collier. Have a good night. Till we come your way again. Let's remember Liberia is all we have. So let's keep the peace. Mobile, you have to share a PlayStation with Josh. Josh.
Yeah. But Josh, I don't know how